Greetings, Dennis Daniels here. Google has a very new timeline view for people with a business version. Won't go into details of the licensing required, but let's go ahead and get started with a task. So, task, and we'll say start date and end date. And let's go ahead and we'll feed the cat, and we'll feed the dog. All right, so let's just play with it for a moment. Don't worry about the objects here, but we're going to create a calendar object, create a calendar entity. I like to use the year, month, date. So let's try that. And we'll say on the 23rd. Now, if I click on data, it's going to, I have to give it a particular calendar format, and that is specific. So here it is. Uh, that's the one I want. And you'll see that it picked it up very nicely. I'm going to drag that down and uh, the going to copy this last one here and then paste that. And now I've got a couple of entities there. Now, based on that little bit of data, I can take these items and create a timeline. So insert timeline. Now, the date format or the calendar format is very important for this to work. Let's go ahead and insert our timeline, and you can see that it's picked up A1 to C3. That's good. That's what I want. And now you can see I have a timeline, and I can edit the data. And let's see. Technically, I should be able to change that into maybe a more specific time, like in the morning. But in this case, we'll just go ahead with timeline, and you can see that it has updated our details. Start date, end date, task. Here's the card title. That's the one I wanted, and I can change the. Um, oh, there's an assignee column. So let's go back. Okay, you can see it down here. Timeline 1, timeline 2, and sheet 1. Down here, close this. And let's assign this. Assign. We're going to assign this to my daughter, and we'll assign the other one to my mother. And let's see what happens. And when we go insert timeline again, click OK. That's all good. And you can see we have timeline 3 down here. Choose assignee column, which is assigned. And let's see if it reloads or shows me who is assigned. Okay, it's assigned to daughter and assigned to mother. Now, if I change this into a real person, for example, I'm going to insert a smart chip, and we'll use a file, and we'll assign it to myself, and then let's go ahead and assign it to both assigned to me. I'm going to share that with me, share with people, yes, and I will share it as an editor just for giggles, and share anyway, and we're done. So now I've got my details about who I am, and so this would pop up with the details of my team. Let's go ahead and insert a new timeline. Click OK. And now let's see what happens. All right, so it doesn't allow me, it's not showing details here of my entity, which is a bit of a bummer because I'd want to, if I'm clicking on these things, I'd want to be able to message them immediately. In this case, I have to go back and edit the data, okay, so now I edit the data, and if I message this person, this is a timeline message. I doubt there's going to be any connection whatsoever to this task, which makes me wonder, aside from this particular view, as a manager, I can see this being useful. I can't click and drag it like a calendar object, which is a bit of a bummer. So if I go back to my sheet here, let's take a look at what the sheet looks like when I get it. Okay, so I got the message, but it didn't include any link to the to that timeline message, and it didn't look like I got a shared document either. So shared timeline, share. It is shared with me. So let's go ahead and share it again. Share anyway. And let's go back, and is unread. Okay, there it is. All right. So it is interesting, and you can see I'm logged in here. Lots going on here, lots to explore. This is shared timeline in Google, and it only works. It does not work with my personal account. This is my personal Gmail. You can see that insert timeline is not available under a personal account, but it is available under a business account. So thanks for watching, and happy computing.